Coming from your mother's basement, it's the kings of anime,
Yes,
Sauce Master and Fat Apache.
yes. We're Fat Master. We're Fat
Fat
Master.
Master.
Yes, that is our brother name. We are Fat Master. I am Sauce Master. This is Fat Apache.
Woo.
Um, welcome to the live broadcast. Um, great way to start. We are, yeah, no. From now on, we are just Fat Master. We are known hashtag Fat Master. Um,
Just
I
remember, just remember, coming from your mother's basement,
coming
the
from
kings
your
of anime,
Fat Master.
Fat Apache and Sauce
Well,
Master.
that
Together,
works.
together we are Fat Master.
Together, together in your mother's basement, we are Fat Master. Yes, perfect. Just a heads up. Obviously, the quality's not going to be great, so anyone watching, please forgive us. We are just starting out. We are not. I am not software savvy. I can build a computer and just about anything else, but my software capabilities are is very very subpar. I'm using so many shortcuts and so many different softwares right now. The quality is just god awful because I just cannot. I cannot put the money towards good quality instruments right now.
I mean,
Um,
then I just sit in the fucking corner and do absolutely nothing,
yeah,
waiting
no,
for you.
I'm set. Yeah, I'm setting everything up, and he's sitting in his apartment. Which you're probably wondering, why are we in two different areas? Well, currently, whether you're watching this video in the future or currently, we are still in COVID awareness area. So
Ah,
we're practicing a little bit of social distancing right now, and still setting up blueprints to make an actual office space. Um,
lies. It's because we're lazy, too lazy to go to each other's houses. That's
and
the
we
real.
live literally 20 minutes away. I mean that too. I was literally there last weekend. We had nachos, but whatever. Um, I think it's mostly this is my project, and this is my brother. He's helping me. Fat Apache is very very supportive. He's here for me. He's here to help me weeaboo out. Um, yes, I used the word, but I am not a weeaboo. I promise.
As long as
Um,
you're not a neat, we're all right.
yeah, no. So long as I'm not a neat or a shut in. Actually, you know what? I think a weeaboo is actually worse than a neat because at least you don't have to deal with a neat's constant use of poor Japanese for normal everyday conversation, like just in the middle of a sentence
Oh,
in English, like they don't know the whole language. But when you have a weeaboo, they're in public and they are causing harm because they kill brain cells
oh,
worse than alcohol.
yeah. I just forgot.
What'd you
Yeah,
forget?
I forgot what the definition is. Yeah,
You
a neat
had to
is
look
a
that
thousand
up.
times better. Yeah, a neat is much better.
Yeah, no, I would much rather be a neat than a weeaboo. Just I have a great picture. I'll have to share it later on the link for our Twitter page, which I will get to. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will make sure to get this edited and have some links available so you can check us out on Instagram, on Twitter, um, and all that. But for right now, we're completely off track. We are here to introduce ourselves and what we are going to be doing basically. So this channel is basically just kind of our entryway into starting a podcast. Um, so you're probably wondering, what are these two weirdos going to be podcasting about? Anime. If you can't tell by the small nodding child in the background that it's anime. I mean, that's from My Hero Academia. Obviously, I'm not gonna act like I don't know who that is, or what's going on in that background photo. He can't see it. This is all on my rig, so he has no idea what I'm talking about. But uh,
Okay, yeah, I have no clue.
yeah, no, he has no clue that little Midoriya is like doing his full ADD back and forth when he was a kid flashback deal. So, anyways, to continue, um, my objective of starting this whole thing is not a money grabbing scheme or anything like that. I will be asking for donations, obviously, so that I can eventually give you better quality. But I can already tell what's going on over there. Um,
Yep.
yeah, she's scratching you bad.
Yep.
Um, basically, my end goal, actually, my only goal, is to help influence people into watching more anime and reading more manga, meeting more mana. Um, I just want to share it because I have been in depth nerding out since I first recognized what I was watching was anime back in high school. I honestly just thought cartoons, growing
Bleach.
up because I started watching anime without even realizing it back in the early 2000s, the 90s, through Toonami. Toonami was my gateway drug for anime. And since then, and through meeting many different people over the years, I have developed a very close relationship with manga. Like it is very intertwined in my life. Like it is my main hobby. I don't do anything else but watch anime, talk about anime. He's just nodding because he is tired of hearing about it, but he's still
Continue,
yeah.
continue for the last nod. Come on, there's
Yeah,
one more in there.
there's one. Is there one more in there? What's the last nod gonna be?
I'm sure there's one last nod.
There's one last nod. Collecting the cheapest possible anime figurines possible. um, so in that endeavor, I want to share my experiences with people. I want to try and give them the knowledge to go out there and seek their own favorite animes and things like that, create lists, downloads, things like that. But I want to do it in a way that we can support the original creators because over the years, so many things have been pirated, and that absolutely is awful for me because all I want to do is read manga, watch anime, just see all of the creativity that people can pump out. But these people are not able to do this without our support. And they're having all of their funding and all of their ideas taken away from them because we are not supporting them the proper way. Now there are small companies and individuals trying to help with that, but not everyone is willing to pay a $7.99 fee to watch things on Crunchyroll, which is absolutely sad to me. Get a job, buy your anime. Stop it.
Buy your Hulu. Buy your own Netflix.
Buy your Hulu, buy your
own
Netflix, buy your Crunchyroll, buy your Funimation Pass, all of that. I will just stop being lazy, I understand some people can't afford it, and in that situation, I'm not going to recommend any free websites that I know of personally, but I'm going to say use your websites for now, save up the money, and buy a subscription. And I understand there's also titles out there that you're not probably going to read without translators and things like that. They have their Discord channels and things like that, so they have like a small group that comes together. But I want you as fans to put money together and try and help make these groups legitimate.
Make it a paid hobby, a paid passion, not something that everybody needs to get paid for what they do. The translators are honestly one of probably the most underpaid from what I've seen. Like literally,
Yes.
They have to have the most help financially because yes, it's their passion, but at the same time, they don't like even if the creators will get their money, it might be less than what it should be, but translators in my opinion are the most underpaid.
Right, and
I've seen it. Yeah, it's terrible for them.
But the thing is, you also have to realize there are two different types of translators. We have the translators that are doing this, to help us get content, but at the same time, they're not helping the cause because they're actually, taking away money from actual companies that do the translations. And then there's the legitimate translators that work for, Funimation, Toei Animation, all these different companies that are trying to bring people's manga over to America, which is another thing. I would love to see an actual manga manufacturer here in America to help, lower prices, get people more excited about buying hard copy books instead of just reading everything on their phone.
Yeah. That's where the big money is, honestly.
Exactly. And that is the best way to support your manga artist, your mana artist. And you're probably confused if you've never heard of mana. Mana is just basically, China or Korea. I haven't actually I haven't actually looked into it myself to figure out which one. I just know that I have been in depth, passionately invested in reading Mana because I love cultivation stories. I love them, especially ones that involve reincarnation and they're in the modern world and they're just messing people's shit up. I love it. It's great.
Yay, Sword Art.
No, that's not a Mana. Oh.
I had to.
This is why he's here, to make stupid comments, to make this whole thing a joke. That is why I brought him along. Yes.
No, that way you're not talking to yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, that helps too. I could talk to myself for hours. I have probably put the most words into this entire thing. As you sit there contemplating what the next thing to make fun of me about is.
Oh man, there's a list.
Yeah, there's a list. He
Alright.
makes a list. That is his passion project, is to humiliate me in ways that I will never see coming. But anyways, this is kind of our introduction. So again, just pinpoint. We want to introduce anime, manga, old and new. We're definitely going to be recommending some old stuff. Our first podcast
Sorry. Her, not me.
our first podcast I say podcast because we're hoping to get into podcasting with these videos. We're just going to, put all the recordings in. But our first video after our introduction here is going to be about Yu Yu Hakusho. That is his favorite anime. Actually, and I haven't asked you, is that your first anime? Was that the first thing you ever watched?
No.
No? What was your first anime?
I think, honestly, if it were, I'd say Shaman King. I think. Shaman
Really?
King or Beyblade. I think. I mean, depending on if you really
Let's just
consider
take Beyblade out of the equation, and we'll go with Shaman King, because that is a way better anime by far, by leaps and bounds. I love Shaman King. It was a great series.
I think Beyblade only because of. I think it was because it was on what was on at 6 in the freaking morning when it was summertime.
Well, I mean, it was
And-
on at 6 in the morning during the weekends, and then
Oh,
it was
on every
even
day.
long. It was on every weekend, it depends on what
Every
channel you're
weekday.
watching it on, because it was always on the WB with
It was on daily on Cartoon Network because the daily thing was when I was a kid in the summer, I went to freaking a daycare, but my mom, the daycare didn't open till 7, so she had to leave me at work or take me to her work, sit me in front of the TV so I didn't fuck shit up, and then I'd watch that, and then we'd go off to the daycare,
okay.
which was right down the street. So
Now,
I
has your mom been at the same job for?
No.
So that was before the current where she's at.
Yeah, that was that was forever ago.
Well, I mean,
I was-
considering we're almost 30 years
and-
old, definitely forever ago.
Yeah, shush.
No revealing ages here. We're youngins. We're only in high school. Yes, all high schoolers can grow fantastic goatees like this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, if we're
Yeah.
going to compare facial hair in high school, you are way closer to high school facial hair.
No. I'm much further along than in high school. I had.
No, that's
Here's
true.
my high
All you
school.
had peach
Here's my high
fuzz for a long
This would
time.
be I was gonna say this would be my high school right here. This one single hair.
That one single hair. I remember thinking I'm gonna get a beard when I'm in middle school, and then I didn't get my first goatee until after I graduated, maybe a year or two later.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But back
Facial
to the
hair is a
subject.
man's dream. And it sucks because I can't. This is all I can do, and this is horrible. I want I want to
Hey,
grow
just
like a
joking.
full like cool beard here, but unfortunately, I have some kind of weird redneck genes that cause me to just not grow hair in a certain spot right here, so it just looks awful. Like I'm in a like what is the movie called?
You mean
A
like the
thousand.
weird spot like this?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I've never seen that before. I've never looked under your chin.
Because you're taller than me, man. This spot right here. It's like nope.
Perfect. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's my only bald spot yet.
Anyways, so Shaman King. So, or well, actually, that was kind of the beginning of the debate. Do you believe it was Shaman King or was it Beyblade? Do you think? Like
I
just
really Beyblade, yes, I think is what it was, but Shaman King is what brought me more into it.
right.
It was Shaman King because Shaman King and Yu-Gi-Oh were on at the same freaking time. I mean, but Shaman King, I remember.
Showing our age here.
Yeah, Shaman King, I remember so much more clear early on than Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
That show, I go back and watch it now, and I'm like, man, this is definitely a kid's show. Like, there's no extra. There's not much extra to it. It's a kid's show, but I started watching it a couple months ago, just an episode here and there, and I was like, God damn, this is the good shit. I still actually to this day have not finished the last 10 episodes, so
Of Shaman
I
King?
don't I do not know the ending yet.
Oh.
Oh, I know.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Oh, I know. But I have to watch it from the beginning again. I won't
Well,
just
yeah,
oh
obviously,
yeah.
because you're not gonna remember everything, especially when they start doing like spirit fusions and things like that, or whatever they called it. You know.
I remember that. I remember that stuff, but the last thing I remember is like his twin.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember it was very near to the end.
That was good stuff. Well, did you know that they made a sequel to Shaman King?
God damn it.
It's not an anime as far as I know. I haven't
Oh,
seen any news about it. It's a manga. But it's really interesting. It starts out fairly well. It's a basically Yo, I believe is what the main character's name was. Started a family, and his kid and him and the wife are no longer present at the time. I think the wife was the girl with the you know monk beads around her neck. Well, I can't remember what her name was. But the kid's basically by himself, but he can see spirits, and he's way more powerful than the average shaman. From when the original show started. Um, and he has the samurai ghost with him. Which he eventually, I can't remember what happens to him, but he becomes basically incapacitated in the series, so he has to find himself like a new spirit. I haven't read any further than that, just for the fact that when I was reading it, the chapters stopped updating, and I just couldn't find anywhere else that did any updates or anything like that. And as far as I know, I think it did re-continue, but I just haven't gone back to it.
It's definitely a good one, but it's definitely a kid show. Like I'm watching it, and I'm like, man, what?
I don't know about that. I mean, if you really look at like rewatch it now, and you'll see a
I
lot of scenarios that aren't exactly kid friendly. Like number one,
Oh, I don't mean that. I just mean it's definitely geared towards kids. There's of course the adult moments because you have to have that in. Otherwise,
honestly, I think that's what makes an anime truly good is the fact that they have adult moments. So if you're an adult watching it with your kid, all of a sudden you're like, oh, oh. Okay, I see what's going on here, and the kid's completely oblivious, and he's just enjoying all the fighting, and the parents just like, oh, this is an interesting relationship here. Oh, what's gonna happen here? Because adults love controversy, they love conflict, or well, I mean that's the same thing, controversy and conflict, but they love a plot where it's either it's like a love triangle, or there's something complicated, or like I don't know. I don't know really how to explain it. It's kind of like when I watch Frozen,
oh,
which is the worst thing to bring up. Like when I
everybody-
watch Frozen, like that's a kids movie. That's a Disney princesses for kids or whatever. But I went and watched it with, my nephew and, my sister's adopted kids. Or, I mean, they're not adopted yet. They're foster children. But they're so sweet. Wonderful kids. But I went there to watch it with them because, I like the first Frozen. I like the plot. And,
And the
there's a
singing,
lot of,
right?
there's a lot of like emotional connection stuff. Like it'll make a kid bawl, but even an adult might cry a little because it really hits home. Like Disney and Pixar, they make movies now that just really hit to adult and children, and it's amazing. Like it's the same kind of effect that I get when I watch animated movies like Princess Mononoke, Castle in the Sky, titles like that. Like it's got a little something for everybody. It has an adult situation that either adults can relate to or find interesting and can like kind of feel the emotion to it, and then kids can watch it and be entertained and still feel it.
Doesn't say Toy Story is one of
Oh
the
my
best.
god, no, I won't. I refuse to talk about Toy Story. I
Toy
refuse.
Story is the greatest example. Well, if you don't,
Specifically Toy Story 3, don't talk about it.
if you don't count Up
Oh my
in
god.
the first 10 minutes, if you don't count Up in the first 10 minutes, Toy Story wins out.
Yeah, no, if you did not cry as an adult watching the movie Up, you're a monster.
You should go to hell.
And you need to go see a psychiatrist because that is the most heart-melting, heart-destroying. Just I mean that's kind of like some of the Pixar short stories that I've seen where it's like they start out really fun and playful or whatever, and then it gets real sad, and then it gets real happy at the end. And it just cranks a knife into your heart. But no, well, actually, the first 10 minutes they don't get back to that warm and fuzzy. It just cranks a knife in your heart, and they leave it like that. Like that is the equivalent of the first 10 minutes of Up.
Yeah.
Like, just thinking about it, like, I can't even. Like, my chest hurts thinking about it because it just makes me feel.
Well, you gotta think like, what other type of thing out there? What other show? Give me a good anime that has a good first 10 minutes like that. I know
you're
you
really
got
you're putting me on the spot because I literally have a million things on my mind right now.
But you know what I mean. Like, there's some out there.
Yeah,
I don't have
there's definitely some out there, but I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Like all I can think of really is manga right now.
Yeah, well,
Because
manga,
there's so
even
many
the
good
first
manga
chapter.
right now that haven't been put into anime right now, which I actually have a couple titles I want to bring up later, that are going to be releasing here in 2021, that I am very, very excited about. God, it is literally blowing my mind how many things are popping through my head and I can't get my thoughts straight.
Pickle.
I'll have to make a
Or
list.
sauce.
We'll make this a future video. We're gonna put it down as heart-wrenching 10-minute videos. What?
You got something in your bottom left side. Left.
Oh, that's just a trash bag. That's just a trash bag. Yeah, no,
Trash bag of all.
yes.
That's where Inuyasha goes, right?
Yes. Well, I'm not gonna ever talk up Inuyasha, but at the same time, Inuyasha is part of the anime starter 10 pack. Like,
yeah,
like
it
if you're
is.
gonna watch a series, and if you're not gonna watch it continuously, because I know people get tired of watching something over and over, or like they can't just keep watching one episode after the other. Like I'm definitely a binge watcher myself, but I know some people can't do that. Inuyasha is one of the alternates in like the top 10 starter pack.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a starter, but once you get deeper, I think you appreciate other ones a lot.
Oh yeah,
more.
no, Inuyasha drops out of the top 10 immediately once you start actually getting into the anime world and manga world.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, speaking of Inuyasha, did I tell you about how they're coming out with the
Yes,
the sequel, yeah, with apparently
Yes.
there's twin girls, one of them gets trapped in the past, one of them stays in the future, and then they reconnect somehow through the
Yeah,
well or
I am ready.
the sacred tree.
Give me 2 minutes.
Two
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
1 minute. 1 minute.
I was gonna say hurry up. And don't get food. Drinks only. Try not to make crunch noises on this. Again, sorry about the quality. I'm sure it's absolutely terrible.
I'll probably go.
Alright, get that headset back on.
Huh?
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 Anyways, we're talking about Inuyasha.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Let's talk about the top 10 real quick.
Top 10?
Top 10. Like, number one for me.
Give me top 5. That's
Top.
where I'm
Okay,
at.
top. Well, okay, we'll do top 5. That'll keep it a little bit shorter. Top 5. Obviously, my number 1 pick is gonna be Dragon Ball Z. I mean, actually, no, not Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
Yes, Dragon Ball.
I'll
It'd be Dragon Ball, and then as my number 2, Dragon Ball Z. Because Dragon Ball, you can't watch Dragon Ball Z and appreciate it without having watched Dragon Ball. Because that series is so old, but connects to so many. Because you literally watch a character grow up. Like, this is the Truman Show, essentially, for anime. This is the animated Truman Show right here. Because you literally can watch your favorite hero grow up and become a warrior that fights for family and friends and also for the sake of fighting.
Even for enemies, too.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the other thing is, you know, that it teaches you kind of to be a better person and not let your guard down necessarily, but, you know, give people that have been bad to you in the past another chance. Because, you know, most of his friends were mortal enemies that have even in fact killed. Yeah, no, just about. Well, I mean, Krillin was like Krillin was really his first rival.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Even then, no. Okay, so I'll take back that evaluation. So when it comes to being rivals became his friends. But when it came to enemies stayed enemies. Like, for example, King Piccolo. Now, I know what you're thinking. Piccolo eventually became friends with Goku. Well, that's not the original King Piccolo. The original King Piccolo was pure evil. Piccolo, aka Piccolo Jr., is actually the predecessor, and his values were different from the original because, you know, he started out as, you know, a young Namekian that, you know, was traveling around the world, essentially, you know, growing older and learning from things around him. And then, you know, obviously he was still kind of a butthole up until Dragon Ball Z. But, you know, eventually, slowly over time, after meeting Goku's kid, you know, he became a better person. And then, you know, so-and-so. I mean, if you haven't watched Dragon Ball Z, you know, spoilers, but at the same time, if you have watched Dragon Ball Z, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Now, as for like Frieza, Majin Buu, the android Cell.
Well, Frieza respects the shit out of Goku now, finally.
I don't know about respect, but it's kind of like
There's some respect there. There's a respect for the power he has.
Okay, yeah, I could. He still thinks he's a complete idiot, though.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he is though.
Especially in the latest Dragon Ball Super movie. I'm trying to think what the word was. I think Frieza said abysmal or something like that. Like something.
Imbecile.
No. It had something to do with like the weather because they met in like a frozen tundra, or not a frozen tundra. I mean, essentially it was like the North Pole, kind of area. But he's like, hey, what does that word mean? And they all just kind of did that anime clunk deal. So, because he was describing the world that Broly had grown up on. But anyway, so those are I'm gonna stop at my top 2 there. So Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. I want to hear what your number 1 is and your number 2 is before I continue, and then we'll go back and forth because I kind of jumped the gun with my 1 and 2.
Oh, that's fine. That pairs. My number 1, honestly, is Yu Yu Hakusho. Reason being,
Yeah.
the growth that I mean, he's a little fucking dick at the beginning. There's no other way to put it. Like, yes, he has a good heart, but he's a freaking dick. And then he grows throughout the entire thing, and he gets incredibly lucky. I mean, incredibly lucky all the time, and I mean all the time.
Yeah. I think that's the one thing I appreciate about Yu Yu Hakusho is, or actually, you know what? Just generally any anime that came out in the 80s and 90s is the storyline. Like, I'm sure you could find some derivative plots in all of them, but they're not as derivative as they are today.
Oh no!
And like, you get to watch your character develop.
Yeah, it's not like
it's not the same stuff.
I bet you I can just whatever the newest Yu-Gi-Oh is. I don't care. I don't care what it is.
I lost track after 5Ds, honestly, because
motorcycles. Yeah.
Motorcycles were cool, and they had like a dragon tattoo or whatever that glowed when they saw each other, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Motorcycles and dueling, what the fuck?
I getcha.
But like newest Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm sure is, I have such a shit deck. Ooh, Heart of Cards. Ooh, trust in my cards.
This is shitting on Yu-Gi-Oh real hard right now.
Hold on. Ooh, friendship. No, we saw that with Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's get a new goddamn plot.
Yeah,
a new plot.
Well, with Yu-Gi-Oh, that's a continual series that they're trying to keep up and giving it new rules and whatever. So they're going to keep doing anime, and they're going to have the same plot so they can keep selling the cards. Same with Pokemon. Pokemon has been around since 1987. Or no, 1985, I think.
93, I think, is when it began.
Well, that's in the U.S.
Hold on.
Because most anime that started in the 80s eventually came to the U.S., but it was in like the 1990s. Like, I know Dragon Ball originally started, and this is just out of recollection. I don't have the facts up in front of me, but I believe Dragon Ball started back in 1985, but did not reach the U.S. until 1989. I do know that Yu Yu Hakusho started in the 80s and didn't reach America until 1993. And I remember that because I can't see what that is. I can't see. You're going to have to read it to me.
1996.
1996?
Yes.
But is that American? Is that in America? I don't believe that's in America.
That's the first Pokemon games, Red, Green, coming to Japan.
Okay, so that's the video game franchise.
Yes, but Pocket Monsters.
Yeah, I was going to say Pocket Oh my god, don't...
The original animated series was also in 97. Right. So,
but what about the manga?
Manga, I think 93. If Pokemon manga.
Well, not Pokemon, Pocket Monsters. That's the translation from the Japanese manga. Which, by the way, if you ever do read Pocket Monsters, the original Pocket Monsters, that is super gory and totally translates into like the Pokemon, red, blue, and yellow games, because they literally kill Pokemon. Like, Pokemon are being stabbed and there's blood. Like that Pokemon cemetery in the original games, that is some real shit from the manga. Pokemon be dying.
Original run of Pocket Monsters was November of 96, so actually the game came out before the manga?
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
We're gonna have to do some more research on that, actually.
Oh yeah. Pocket. I'm trying to find.
Because I'm a huge fan of the games, but I was never an anime watcher. I never read the manga. I only know certain facts about it. My preferences are more on the action based, not, children running around homeless with monsters that. Well, I mean, I guess that's not necessarily true because I did watch Monster Rancher. I loved Monster Rancher. But that's just, I think that's because, oh, and Digimon. So Monster Rancher and Digimon are my exceptions, but I can't stand Pokemon.
Pocket Monsters card game start date, I guess, is what I'm looking up. 26 February of 96, so a day before the games rolled out, actually. So it goes card game one day before the games came out. And then 6 months later, you have or 7 months later, you have the manga.
Really? So they picked up quick.
Dude, they said, fuck it, we're going all in.
I think I found our dynamic. I'm gonna throw the random facts that I know, and then you're gonna verify.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Shit,
that works.
I
mean, because I am the face. Look at that beautiful mug right there.
The hell
ladies,
are you talking
the
about?
ladies can't resist. Look at it. Look at that luscious facial hair.
You know what the ladies can't resist? Demonetization.
No. This is not a hentai.
Demonetization.
This is it. This is what he wanted to show you right here. This little guy right here. Now, okay, so I totally lost track of where we were. Okay, so Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously your number one.
Yeah.
What about your number two?
That is much harder because actually Dragon Ball sits just outside my top 5.
Really?
Yes.
Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
Both. I combine them both into
one. Oh,
one.
okay. So you're just Dragon Ball is a genre, basically, is what you're saying.
That sits at number 5. Okay, minus GT.
Minus what?
Minus GT. That doesn't count.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so for anyone watching this or watching this in the future, GT, as far as I am concerned, is a garbage knockoff, never to be acknowledged except for in the video games, because the only thing cool about it is Super Saiyan 4. The storyline, the plot, and everything else about it is garbage. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Buy Dragon Ball. Buy Dragon Ball Z. GT does not exist.
I think I'm gonna ban the cat from whenever we're streaming.
Hold that sucker up. Let's get some money from cats. Cats. They're beautiful. They give you monies.
Look at this tubby little shit.
Isn't she adorable? She's a chubby. She's a chubber. Look at her. She's so cute.
She's a little chubby.
She hates being held, so she's gonna fight.
Look at this. This is a big cat. She's got some.
Baby got back. Kitty got back.
She's got a little rolls. That's why she's Fat Cat.
Fat Cat. I always called her Kit Kat. Or no, what did I call her actually? I think I actually did call her Kit Kat when I had her.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I know what you're thinking. I gave up my cat. No. So, Fat Apache here was actually in the Navy. I know what you're thinking. This scrawny little piece, was in the Navy, in the military. It's true. I
weighed 210 and ripped when I was in the Navy.
But while he was doing his duty, he asked me to take care of his cat, and in between, he never really had a name for it, so I named it. I'm pretty sure I named her Kit Kat. I can't even remember. It's been a few years now, because he's now out of the military and he has taken control back over his cat.
In my life.
So he says. But anyways, so what is your number 2 now? Because I can't continue on my number 3 until you do your number 2, just to catch up.
Fuck, dude. That's where it's harder to choose number 2 than it is number 1. You're gonna hate what's number 4 though. You're gonna hate me for number 4.
Oh, I feel like this is gonna be a great day.
Number 4 you're gonna hate.
Let's just hold off on what I'm gonna feel about number 4, and we'll focus on number 2.
2, honestly, because it brought me. I mean, obviously my first anime is either Shaman King or fucking Beyblades. Beyblades is not making the list.
Well, obviously,
thing.
Beyblades was a great kids show, but it is not a top 10. It is not a top 5 starter or favorite.
I swear to God, if anybody has that in their top 10,
you have no taste.
To talk to you about.
Find some culture, people. Oh, excuse me.
But 2, I gotta go with it because it was in the first time I had really seen anime, and I gotta go with Yu-Gi-Oh! The original series.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
It had a lot to do with a lot of what built up my, liking anime. Now I did take a pause in my life from anime because shit, jobs come in there, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely a big part of my early anime phase. That's for sure.
I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably a big part of a lot of people's, anime phases, because, at least in our generation, showing our age, because original Yu-Gi-Oh! that was part of WB Kids, that was part of
4Kids.
4Kids, that was part of Toonami, I think, for a while.
I think so.
That's a big thing, and plus it's a global card game. When someone makes that much money and can make this many video games and make 7 to 8 different Chronicle series, you got Yu-Gi-Oh, you got Yu-Gi-Oh GX, you got Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. I don't know the chronological order, because I kind of dropped off after GX, and then I saw 5Ds, and I was like, oh, that's cool, they got motorcycles. But then I just kind of I faded out after that. I think I watched a little bit of
Zexal?
Zexal. That's what it was. I watched a little bit of Zexal because I do like the number cards. I thought those were cool because they incorporate the Nazca lines, and they kind of give them a cool little storyline. You don't know about that?
I know. I watched a little bit, but I kind of.
Did you know about the Nazca lines?
I have no clue what that is.
Okay, so basically what they did was there was this faction, and they had these cards based on the Nazca lines, and they were more powerful than even the number cards or something like that. So these guys had all the main characters had to go together and fight these guys that had these cards. I thought it was pretty cool. Because obviously we don't know what the Nazca lines are for, or where they came from, or why they, just basically why they exist. So I thought it was kind of cool that an anime involved that. In fact, I love animes that involve, mythological mysteries and things like that, because it just kind of obviously we don't know if that's the truth or not, but that's their interpretation, and I find that interesting to see people's interpretations of these kinds of mysterious history phenomena.
Yeah. All right, what's your number 3?
Oh, let's see. My number 3 would probably have to be. Oh man. Because now is that we've been talking for so long, I've completely forgotten. Is this our top 5 list total, or is this our top 5 starter pack?
Go with starter pack.
Okay, Okay, so yeah, no, it still tracks then. So what was the actual title?
I'll go with my number 3 if you can't figure out the title.
Well, I'm trying to Ultimate Wrestler.
Oh God! Yes.
Yes, Ultimate Muscle. Ultimate Muscle. I love that. I love it. Because it is the perfect combination of cartoony and fart jokes. So as a child, it spoke to me, and I feel
completely
like
forgot that.
you forgot about Ultimate Muscle. Oh,
I mean, I rewatched some of it like not too long ago, too, probably 5 months ago, because I was like, what was that one show with the wrestler and the farts and the
oh yeah,
and
no,
he
I think that is the main thing that you always remember is wrestling masks and farts with that show.
oh god. I remember the treetop one, or not treetop, but their what tournament was that or whatever it
I
was, but they were
honestly, like,
up
honest to
in the
God, it
air.
is my number 3, but I cannot remember a single episode because I
Mm,
watched it once as a child and I've never rewatched it since. But I feel like it is a starter anime.
you have to because of just how stupid it is.
Exactly, it has a Bobobo equivalent to it,
I mean,
and
then there's
Bobobo is like, actually,
but
you know
then he
what? I'm
also
gonna have to look this up, but it is the Gintama of American anime.
what do you mean?
Because I don't have you seen Gintama before? Do you know what Gintama is?
Well, let me look and I can
Well,
I'm
I can
more
give you a brief description real quick. So Gintama is a series about feudal era Japan where there's still samurais and whatnot, but the Earth has been invaded by aliens, and so they're kind of a technology samurai age, but they're also
I
going into I think it's the Edo period where samurais are kind of frowned upon, so people should be carrying real swords in public. But during the whole series, it's basically a giant meme where they incorporate different animes throughout the entire series, making fun of them or just like giving them small spots, like just largely recognizable animes like Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, all kinds of different stuff. I mean, I've even seen references I don't even get because they touch base on so many different genres. And Bobobo does the same exact thing.
mean
Like
then
Ultimate Wrestler does not do this, but the reason I'm comparing the two for Bobobo and Ultimate Wrestler is just because of the ridiculousness. Because Gintama has had some serious moments, but Bobobo is complete lunacy, and
kind of like
that's exactly what Ultimate Wrestler is.
I mean when you come to lunacy, Kill a Kill.
Mm, Kill a
It's pretty it's over the top and you're like, really? What the fuck?
Kill a Kill is
Okay, hold on. The parents and the child.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The family is definitely overkill, but I think for Kill a Kill, I think the more it would be a fan service comedy.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
But God, the family.
Yeah, no, that family is
Psycho. What
I'm
is it? The
trying to think
back.
of a family that could even compare to it, honestly, in
I
any
mean,
other anime.
are they backdoor doctors or
Well,
back alley
the dad is a backdoor doctor and the mom just cooks up garbage and makes these croquettes. Like she makes these mystery croquettes that are apparently so delicious it doesn't matter that she's putting like raccoon meat in it or some weird shit. Like she can make a croquette out of a tire and it'll be delicious. And then their dog and the dad is a perv. And the son is just very, very influenced by everything around him.
Oh, that's a good freaking show.
It is. It really is. It's a good show. I mean, obviously people are going to think we're pervs because we like the show, but I honestly did find the plot interesting, not just
Yeah,
the fan service. Like, if
I
Sailor
honestly
Moon had a talking uniform, I'd be totally into that too. Like, I am a slight Sailor Moon fan, but if the uniform had a personality, I might be even more into it because I think that'd be intriguing more than a
hold up.
talking cat. But I think that's just
Nice.
because I've been desensitized by so many animes with talking animal figures. What are you looking up now?
Aubrey's brothers call him. So I'm
Oh,
asked.
I was gonna say you might text them and just let them know we're doing this.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you home?" Yeah.
Did you not tell him that you were doing this?
Yeah, I told him this. I told him about it. I told him that you wouldn't be able to bring the computer over until maybe tomorrow.
Until tomorrow? You're giving me a pretty small time frame here.
Damn right. Get it done.
I'll bring the parts over, but I guarantee nothing.
Okay.
I gotta find the sticks of RAM. I don't know where the RAM is.
That's all good. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to stall for me because as much as I want to do this video and as much as I want to start podcasting, I do have a personal life I have to do. I have family matters and I have work matters that I have to take care of. So this is what I want to do. I want to bring this as a career and bring you guys joy for anime. But I also have to take care of other things while I'm doing this until I can get to that point. So please forgive me for any delays on videos or tweets or Instagram posts or anything like that. And again, I will be posting the links to these sites later once the video is over. Anyways, so that was my number 3 was I forgot the name now. This is another thing. Ultimate Wrestler.
We might actually have to cut this short. I need to go help Andy with their grandpa.
Oh no. Okay, I won't get into the personal matter. That's not something that should be in the video.
Yes.
But thank you for doing the intro with me today. Anyone watching, thank you for watching. Or for anyone in the future watching, thank you for watching. Please support us on Patreon, Twitter, Instagram. We're going to be trying to get a Discord channel up here soon, so you can send any, comments or requests for topics and things like that. So you can find us on Patreon with Anime Fever Reviews. You can find us on YouTube, Anime Fever Reviews. Twitter, you can find us at Fever Reviews. Check us out. Thank you very much. Sorry to cut it short, guys.
I will leave off with number 3. I'll leave it. I'll explain it next time. Real life. All right. What?
You gotta mess it up at the end, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
All
right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, good day, good morning, whenever you're watching this.
Have